So High School Musical 3 takes place in their senior year of high school. They're all debating what colleges they're going to go to, what courses they're going to do, and it's kind of finishing off the trilogy of High School Musical. The movie starts, as soon as it opens up, you see Zac Efron's face, and you can tell by the look of his face, and not only the look of his face, but the look of the entire scene, that they put a lot more money into this movie, and it kind of makes sense. The first two are really successful. As far as I know, I actually seen this in cinema, so I don't know if this is the only one they put in cinema, but I know this one was in cinema, so they put a bit more money into it. So because it was going into cinema rather than going straight to Disney Channel. But other than the way it just opens up and it looked really kind of cinematic, I actually really like the opening scene. It kind of starts off, they're playing basketball, and then they go out and they have a big motivational speech. The coach says, for some of you who are seniors, this is the last time you're going to wear this uniform. And as he says that, they show a guy he's got a shaved head, and in the back he's got shaved into his head, he's got the wildcat paw, and it's like, okay, that guy is dedicated to that team. Why the hell would someone do that to their head? But then it goes out, they have the song Now or Never, which I think it's a really fun song, and it ends in a way where it's really weird. Gabriella, it's weird, but I actually really love it. Troy gets knocked to the ground. Everyone's like panicking, going, "Oh my god, Troy's kid's to the ground." He just got slightly knocked to the ground. Like the mother gasps when she sees Troy fall, and then Troy's like he looks like he's kind of drowsy or I don't know what he was, but he stands up, and then Gabriella comes up out of nowhere. A spotlight comes on her, and all these kind of sheets of paper block everyone, and it just screams out Troy. I love it. It's completely wacky, but I just have a lot of fun with that scene. And when I hear it, I think it's such a weird scene, but I just think it is absolutely hilarious. I really enjoyed Sharpay's character in this movie. I keep saying it through all these reviews. I think her character gets better and better with each movie, but in this movie, for some reason, she's kind of treated like a celebrity witch in the school. Which in the first one, it's kind of weird because they never did, and in turn, but she is like she has her own dressing room, but it has her initials on it. Her car has her initials on it. We actually got to see it in the second movie, but it's just everything's to the extreme. Like she gets a personal assistant in this movie. Like the way the personal assistant story kind of plays out, it's a really weird twist with it. Like I don't get why I don't get why a student would be a personal assistant to another student. I think it's meant to be weird. It's meant to be like kind of funny. I thought it was weird. The whole that kind of rivalry they have at the end, I think, is really funny. The fact that something that Sharpay has been doing in the first two movies has come back to bite her in the ass. I think it plays out really well, and it kind of gets you to get a bit more sympathy for Sharpay. And then you see at the end of the movie when her and Gabriella have that moment when Troy's talking with Gabriella, it kind of shows her like, okay, I've been like this in the entire time. It shows the kind of redemptive arc of Sharpay to see. Because you see, in the first one, she was still a bitch, and the second one, she was still a bitch, but she was coming around to it. But at the end of the third one, she realizes what she was doing by someone doing it to her. I thought it was a good way of kind of redeeming the character, because out of all these people who are kind of likable, Sharpay has been likable, but not for a reason where she's been a nice person. She's been likable because she's been really irritating. The other side characters where, as well as watching it, I'm not a fan of Taylor. I find her to be a bitch and to be really irritating. I know Sharpay's a bitch, but Sharpay's an enjoyable bitch to watch. I just think Taylor is really irritating, and she's not really a nice person. The only reason they actually have her in this movie is to give Gabriella a friend, and that's why Chad's movie is to give Troy a friend. But at least they kind of gave Chad a bit more of character, even though Chad's character is literally just basketball. I still get more enjoyment out of Chad. I think maybe the actor is a lot more enjoyable to watch, but I think the story and the dynamic between Chad and Troy is just a lot more believable than Gabriella and Taylor, where I just don't really buy it. And the whole relationship of Taylor and Chad together is something I really don't buy. I don't get why they had to put the two of them together just because Troy and Gabriella together didn't really make a lot of sense why they had to go together. And something that isn't really a major story thing, it's just something I kind of noticed, is our American schools really like this, where you see kind of there's so many clubs. Like there's a ridiculous amount of clubs. Like there's a drama club, there's a yearbook club, there's so many kind of clubs as well. Like Troy just goes in there at night, and you see Ryan comes into school, and instead of going to class, he sits down with I can't remember the girl's name, Kelsey, I think her name is, who plays the piano, and they just drink tea. I know it's for the movie, and it's just kind of because they have to be together somewhere, so it's going to be in the school. But I was just thinking, it's really weird. It's treated more like a hangout area rather than a school, which I get. But the good thing about this movie that I actually really didn't like, that I thought was probably the best thing, this is the third High School Musical movie. This is the first musical we've actually gotten. In the first one, it was actually the callbacks. In the second one, it wasn't a musical. It was a talent show. And in the third one, we actually get a musical within high school. So I thought it was a good way, in the final movie, we actually get a musical within this movie as well. We got this new character named Rocket Man. I was kind of thinking, especially Rocket Man, you get the new Sharpay, you get the Rocket Man's mate. It kind of seems like if these characters were really established and really liked, I think maybe they might have done a spin-off, like kind of doing the year after with these characters. But I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if that was ever planned or if these characters were just there to show what our characters were like younger, or to show like just kind of have like, even though these people are going, there's still people coming in. I don't know, but I just kind of felt like maybe they were going to do another one with these people if they're a bit more well received. But Rocket Man, he's really weird. He's really funny. I like the scene when he comes out and singing with Sharpay, and I like the scene when him and his friend, I actually don't know his name, but when they come out on the stage and they're in the towels and everything, I just, he's completely over the top. He feels like he's on like 11 while everyone else is acting on like 6 or 7. He's just completely over the top the entire time as well. The melodrama in this movie is completely, it's really high as well. Everything is overly dramatic. Everything seems like, oh, we have to be this dramatic. Everything has to be tops from all the other movies, which usually does happen with sequels. You usually have to top everything you've done in the previous movies. But I just thought the dramatic tension in every one of these scenes, I thought was just through the roof. I think this movie actually does have the best music of the entire trilogy. I think it's the most it's probably the soundtrack I've actually listened to the most. Like the opening song, I think is great. I like the prom song a lot. I like "Can You Have This Dance" or "Can I Have This Dance," which I think is actually the best song within this movie. I said this in every one of my reviews. Give the best song. I think "Can I Have This Dance" is the best song within this movie. You also get the song where Troy and Gabriella are singing on the stage, which I think, I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's I don't know, but that was a really great song. The last song, it was a lot better than the last. This is probably the best of the last songs as well. The first one is really, it's an iconic song, but the second one I thought was really bad. But the last song in this movie, it ends it really well. It's a lot of fun. It's not the best song. I don't know. Maybe the first one's the best song. I don't really know. But I thought this ended really well. The story of the High School Musical, it ended well. People want a fourth one. I don't think I want a fourth one. It's kind of the same kind of rules of Friends. I don't understand why people want a Friends reunion, because the idea of Friends was to have them in their it's fun of Friends was having a bunch of 20-year-olds in New York at that time. You don't want to see them now all grown up. Same with High School Musical. It was the fun of seeing people in high school doing musicals. It'd be a bit sad if we seen them all in their 30s now going back. The only way I can think of them going back is if they go for a reunion. They see there's a school musical going on. They all want to get involved, which it seems like a very sad way of doing it. So a High School Musical reunion wouldn't really work. I understand why people want to see it because they love this franchise, but again, I don't really think a reunion would work. I think senior year of High School Musical 3 was just a really good way to end it. It wasn't perfect way, but in fairness, this franchise isn't perfect. But I think the way it ended was really good for this franchise. So on the rewatch of High School Musical 3, honestly, I was a bit underwhelmed. This was always my favourite growing up. I always had the most fond memories of going back of watching this one. So when I rewatched it, I was honestly just a bit underwhelmed. It wasn't as great as I remember. The story wasn't as good as I remember, but the music was still really good. The music is by far the best part about this movie. So if you haven't seen this movie, of course, you probably haven't seen the first two, if you haven't seen 3. But let me know what your favourite song is within High School Musical 3. Make sure you click that subscribe button. You can come back next time. My next review, or not review, but I'm going to be ranking all 3 of these High School Musical movies. So if you want to hear my full ranking on where I rank all 3 of these movies, make sure you click the subscribe button so you can come back when I do that ranking. But as always, thanks for watching.